Hole of Beasts, sub-level 5. aka the final sub-level of Hole of Beasts. Where we will be encountering the boss, aka, well, it's the first boss of the game, simply put. So here we go, final floor. And pretty interestingly enough, at your base on this floor is the image of a beetle. Like, or a scarab. I can't quite tell if it's a scarab or a beetle. But anyways, this, our first boss is going to be a morbidly obese worm that's sleeping. It's not very often you'll encounter a boss that's sleeping. Well, actually, come to think of it, most of the time the bosses will not be viewable or they'll be vulnerable at first. But anyways, just touching this boss doesn't really do anything. But if we let's leave this this first boss to purple Pikmin. What do you say? So leave a red Pikmin over here, and we'll gather all 25 our purples, and we will wake this guy up. So wake up! Kick your ass, man. Alright, so he's gonna wake up, he's just gonna sit there until you attack him enough, and then he's gonna shake the Pikmin, and that's when you get out of the way. Because this is his main attack, because he's gonna roll around, or her. Could be a girl, you never know. But yeah. So the beast rolls around like once, or yeah, twice actually, in both directions, and then you just rinse and recycle, attack again with your purples, and then wait for the to attack again. Now, the first time I fought this boss, way back when I first got this game, I was not expecting this rolling attack, so I ended up losing like almost every Pikmin I had. And like, even if you don't, like, oh shoot, see, even if you don't know to like go back to base, you can still hide it. Like the game gives you these spaces right here to hide. See, boss can't get you from here. But anyways, let's finish her off now. There we go. First boss of the game beat. And they leave behind a love detector thingy. How bizarre. This device is emitting black light. It must have been ingested by that creature. Gee, well, it came out of the creature, so it means it was probably ingested by the creature. What an absolutely repulsive life form. Our return to Hakote cannot come soon enough. Dude, calm down. It's just a giant, morbidly obese creature that we just murdered for the sake of getting this giant, this giant really gonna be helpful. And in case you're wondering about it, this is actually also from Nintendo's past. Like a lot of the, I think that's the theme of the treasures. Like, almost every dungeon in this game has some sort of theme with the treasures. And you know, with this dungeon, it seems that the theme is like the past of Nintendo, like the very old past of Nintendo. But this particular treasure is going to be very helpful for us for the rest of the game. It's known as a prototype detector, but there's another use for it. This contraption seems to react when it approaches treasure. I will connect it to my radar. Processing complete. The treasure gauge is now fully operational. It will now appear on your monitor. The needle will move right as you approach treasure. So yes, for the rest of the game, we have a new counter that appears in the bottom right corner of the screen right there. And as you can see, it's gray right now and it's not moving at all. That means, when it does that, that means there are no treasures on the current sublevel you're on. So that means you got everything, or there never was treasures on that floor to begin with. But there we go, guys. That is the second dungeon of the game complete. 100% might add. Now, before this day ends, we're going to take on another dungeon, so don't think that you're about to see the overview map again here soon. But so this is a fairly small dungeon, but that only makes sense because it is the you know, one of the earlier dungeons of the game. There's only 6 treasures to get, but again, they all have something to do with Nintendo's past, pretty much. You know, so it's pretty cool. Pretty nice little dungeon. Now, in the past, this whole beast was the dungeon I went to grind purple Pikmin because, you know, again, that's the only way you can get purple Pikmin is by going underground using violet candy pop buds. So, oh, by the way, 20% depth recovered. There we go. Again, if we had gone to 30%, we would have seen the message again. 30% instead, skip the 20% one. So, before this day ends, we've still got like 2 bubbles left, which means, that translates to 2 minutes in real life. Initially, we couldn't do anything about this paper bag right here. You may notice that as I walked by. I apologize for not explaining, but you cannot use it until you have 20 purple Pikmin, because this paper bag takes the equivalent of 200 Pikmin to bring down, as you can see here. This is the last paper bag we'll be dealing with in the game, so there we go. We won't have to worry about this particular type of obstacle anymore. But now we got another one of these guys hiding behind here. And we have another obstacle back here that we can't do anything about. However, we have another dungeon right here. It's not very often you're going to encounter 2 dungeons this close together in a region. In fact, it's one of the only times where that happens. Astounding! My metal detectors are reacting violently. What could be down below? If you find trouble below, press start/pause to contact me and press R on the radar screen. The exploration pod will drop its loot to make room to carry you, Louie and the Pikmin to safely. The only disadvantage to doing this by escaping the dungeon through pausing the game, and well, actually I'll show it to you guys once we first start the dungeon, but here we go. This is known as the White Flower Garden. As you can see on those 4 circles below the title, those are the elements you will encounter in this dungeon. As you can see, fire is one of them, and fire was the only element that we had to deal with in the whole beast. But as you can see, we got another one on the right that can't quite tell what it is, but we're gonna find out by the end of this dungeon what that means. So let's go in with all of our purples and our 70 reds and see what we encounter here. Okay, so this dungeon is introduced a new type of sublevel, and these ones are probably my least favorite in the entire game. These sublevels, particular type of sublevels, I think they're known as like graphite gulches or something like that. They do have bottomless pits, so you need to be very careful. Make sure you stay on the map. You know, well, actually, it's almost impossible for the captains to fall into the abysses, but you need to be careful where you're throwing your Pikmin, is what I mean, in these particular type of stages. But just like the first sublevel in the whole beast, the only enemies you're going to encounter here are share grubs, both male and female, so just worry about oh shoot! You almost lost Pikmin there. But thankfully, thanks to the power purple Pikmin, we kill him instantly. Okay. Alright, there we go, it's all the enemies here. And now, lastly, we just have to get the treasure on this floor. But first of all, we're going to bring our reds over with us. Sorry if I abuse purple Pikmin a lot in this Let's Play. I apologize if I get into the habit of doing that, but that's pretty much what I do when I normally play through this game. I just abuse the heck out of purple Pikmin. Or more like the use of purple Pikmin, like not necessarily, beat them up or bad stuff like that, but I really do take advantage of the use of purple Pikmin in this game. Just clarifying that. Okay, so that's all the share grubs. Now over here is our sole treasure on the sublevel, and it's shoe polish. Alright, fair enough. More product placements, but I guess if Nintendo got paid for that, then I guess it's cool. Either that, or they had to pay the companies to allow. I don't know. This is probably something I'd have to research to find out if it was Nintendo that was paid by these companies to have their products in their game, or if it was Nintendo paying for the copyrights. For the rights to have this stuff in the game. But I'm pretty sure it would be the former. It would only make sense, I suppose. It's 80 Pokos, and it's called the Alien Billboard. And there we go, as you see, our treasure gauge goes black and white, and stops. We'll not be doing that on the next sub-level, though, because obviously there's going to be new treasures on the next sub-level. Alright, I think we got time for one more sub-level, and then I'll have to end off this episode. So let's do sub-level 2. I can't quite remember what we encounter on this floor, actually. Oh, yeah, I remember this one now. Okay, this one's not that bad. But you are going to encounter some kind of new enemies, but you actually... These guys were actually in the first Pikmin game. We'll see here in a sec. But actually, no. We'll just use our red Pikmin. We haven't been using them enough in combat, so let's use them instead. Oh, look. Wow, our base is right next to the hole. That's funny. Alright, so on this floor we will encounter two... Where are they? Oh, there we go. Here's one. This is a fiery blowhog, as this from the first game. Although, one thing I did notice between this game and the first game is that the fiery blowhogs are a bit smaller in this game, I guess. But you'll see there will be other variations of these guys that were not in the first game. But still, it's pretty interesting to note the differences between them in the two games. You know, so basically the size difference is the main one. Let's get all of our Pikmin and take care of these two baddies we had to deal with. As far as that goes, that's all that's left on the sub-level is just 2 treasures to get. I believe one of them is... Nope, not down here. Oh, there's one right there, okay. And so we need to throw our Pikmin down there, so throw our reds down there. But again, this is another graphite gulch type sub-level, so you're gonna, you know, be careful throwing your Pikmin around holes. Nope. Okay. I believe the other treasure is, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, right here. Duh, right next to base. Wow. And it's a soda cap. Dr. Pepper, I think. Yep. Alright, what do we got? Petrified heart. Alright, what next? Drought Ender? No way in hell that would pass as a Drought Ender, even if it was the actual soda cap, because for those of you who don't know, soda actually dehydrates you further. So drinking soda would not end a drought. I can almost guarantee you that. It'd probably make things worse, actually. Okay, so I was wrong. We do have enough time for another sub-level, so why not? I guess that last one didn't take as long as I thought it would. But I'm actually kind of glad we'll be able to do this sub-level in this same episode, because we're gonna encounter something really, really sweet here. White flowers. I get it. Now I know why they called it the white flower garden. I see what they did there. How can a flower so deep underground bloom so robustly? How mysterious. This place is conspicuously warm. Could it act as a kind of hothouse for foliage? What an interesting development. That the Pikmin look as if they long to be tossed into the flower. Deja vu. No, seriously, freaking deja vu. Thank God we're not in the Matrix, though. Alright, so let's just toss these guys in. And you guys, if you haven't told yet, if you haven't been able to tell yet, we do have a new type of Pikmin among us here. Incredible! A white Pikmin! It is tiny, but looks distinctly swift. Its eyes are an unseemly red. This type of Pikmin was not mentioned in your notes, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Our data record on this type is a blank page, since a certain captain never documented that. Ship? You are a shit. That's all I'm gonna say. You are a shit. You're not a ship. You must experiment and make detailed observations for the benefit of future generations. Yeah, as if Hakotations are going to, you know, re-civilize on this planet. Not being able to freaking breathe oxygen. Yeah, that'd be a smart idea. But then again, you know, people have, you know, theorized us repopulating on Mars, which also doesn't have oxygen, which is what we need as humans, but you know. What are you gonna do? Find a way to deal with it, I guess. So anyways, if you want to attack these guys and get nectar, you can. So you can, you know, fly up your white Pikmin right away, because, you know, who doesn't want to do that? So, white Pikmin, what can they do? Well, we're about to discover the first use of them by going through here. What's this? Amazing! The white Pikmin have unearthed a treasure that was completely buried in the ground. Perhaps those beady red eyes of theirs allows them to sense objects buried in the dirt. More than just the dirt, actually, we'll find later on. But yeah, there we go. That is the first main use of white Pikmin, is that they can find treasures underground. Not only that, but as not mentioned in the game, they actually run a lot. They, since they are the smallest of all the Pikmin, they are also the fastest. Like, literally, like, if you have, the more white Pikmin you have carrying a treasure or a corpse of an enemy, the faster that object moves. So, that's a really cool thing about white Pikmin. Another cool thing is that they are resistant to a type of elemental, a type of element, not elemental, we're not doing Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex right now, but, you know. They're resistant to a different, new type of element that we did not encounter in the first game. Or did we? Super Stick Textile, cool. Just a roll of tape, nothing else. And that's all the treasures we have on this floor, and that's also all the time we have for this episode. So, next time on Let's Play Pikmin 2, we will delve more into the uses of white Pikmin, and we will also finish up the White Flower Garden. So I will see you guys next time for another exciting episode of Pikmin 2. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.